welcome to Harvest Kitchen. I'm Gina, and today we're going to take a little trip out to the sea and make crab cakes. Along with the crab cakes, we're going to try some wild rice and some yummy Brussels sprouts. Let's get started. So today I've already got all of the ingredients out and ready for us. I've got 16 ounces of crab meat. It's real crab meat, it's not the imitation, and you can get that in the seafood section at your grocery store. I've got some yummy Ritz crackers all crumbled up, eggs, some Old Bay sauce, some crushed red pepper, a little green onion, some mayonnaise, and some lemon juice. Let's get started mixing all this together. All right, in a medium-sized bowl, let's go ahead and add in the mayonnaise. All right, that is 6 tablespoons of mayonnaise. Let's add in the green onion. That's 2 tablespoons of green onion that I've chopped up pretty small. Then we need the crushed red pepper. Now, it really depends on your taste. I don't like my food real spicy, but I do like a little bite. So I'm gonna use a half a teaspoon of crushed red pepper. All right, there we go. Now I need a teaspoon of Old Bay seasoning. Now I really like Old Bay seasoning. It gives everything such a wonderful flavor. It's a nice seafood, Louisiana kind of flavor. All right. We need 8 tablespoons of lemon juice. And 2 eggs. Okay, now we're going to whisk everything together that we've got in the bowl so far. Let's go ahead and get everything off the spoon. Just whisk it together nicely. Get it all smooth. All right, now everything's mixed together and nice and smooth and creamy. We're gonna add the crab meat. Let's go ahead and mix all that together. Oh, it's looking so good. See that? All right, now to bind it together, we're going to use crushed up Ritz crackers. They're nice and buttery, and it's gonna make it so smooth and creamy. All right, our crab base is ready to go. Now we just need to form it into circles to get it ready to fry. All right, I have these rings that make it very simple to mold everything into place. Let's go ahead and fill them up. Now this recipe makes between 6 and 8 crab cakes. Now I'm using a 4-inch mold ring, which means my cakes are gonna be a little bit bigger and it'll make a few less. If you use a 3.5-inch mold ring, you should get about 8 crab cakes out of it. All right, they're all molded. Taking the molds off. Now, as you can see, I've got 6 nicely formed crab cakes. Now they need to go in the refrigerator for about an hour. So that's what we're gonna do next. All right, the crab cakes are in the refrigerator chilling, and while they're chilling, let's go ahead and ready our remoulade sauce. It's gonna take a half a cup of mayonnaise. Go ahead and put that in the bowl real quick. 2 tablespoons of chopped onion. This is green onion. There we go. 1 teaspoon paprika. And a teaspoon of Old Bay. And a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. Okay. All right, let's get all that mixed together. Now we're not quite done. We've got a good start. All right. We also need a half teaspoon of salt and a half a tablespoon of lemon juice. There we go. That's all the ingredients. Let's mix it up really well together. Add this to your crab cakes and it is going to be such a delicious addition. Your crab cakes are going to be phenomenal. All right, it's all mixed together. I'm going to pour it in a smaller dish. All right. Now it's ready to go in the refrigerator too, and it can be chilling at the same time the crab cakes are. Our crab cakes are still chilling in the refrigerator. They're just about done. In the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and get everything else started. We're gonna start with the Brussels sprouts. They actually only take about 30 minutes in the oven, but we wanna have them ready so that when we wanna pop them in, all we have to do is throw them in the oven and we're good. We're gonna start with about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I've already cut our Brussels sprouts in half, just like this, and I cut the ends off. They're on a cookie sheet and ready to go. So just pour on a little olive oil, about 2 tablespoons. There we go. And toss them together, making sure all of them are coated evenly in the olive oil. You want them all to brown evenly. There we go. And once you've done that, make a single layer on your cookie sheet. Okay. And then add a little salt and pepper. Here's the pepper. All right, Brussels sprouts are ready to go in the oven. We're just gonna set them aside. Now we're gonna start the rice. I'm making a wild rice with vegetables in it, and this takes about an hour, so we're gonna get it started now. We're gonna start with about 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Melt that up in your saucepan. Now I'm gonna add the vegetables so they can saute. I'm gonna start with a half cup of sliced carrots. I use the baby carrots and I cut them up. Add those in. I'm gonna add in a little onion. And again, this is about half an onion that I've chopped up nice and fine. Let's get that going. We want to saute them both until the carrots are nice and tender and the onion is translucent. The carrots and onions are cooking up nicely. I'm going to go ahead and add the celery. Got 3 stalks of celery, which made about a half a cup. Just pour it in, stir it up, and let it continue to saute. All right, our last vegetable to add in is mushrooms. And I've got about a cup of chopped mushroom. Add it in, stir everything together. Okay, we're gonna leave that there for about 2 more minutes. Once it's done, we're gonna set that aside and start the rice. The veggies are all sauteed. We're gonna put them in a bowl and set them aside. And if you don't get them all out, that's okay. It's not gonna hurt anything. Go ahead and set that bowl aside and add in another 2 tablespoons of butter. There we go. Once again, you're going to melt the butter. My butter is all melted. I'm gonna add in wild rice. I've got a cup of wild rice. Let's add it in. We're gonna stir it up real quick. Over a medium heat, we're going to let it brown just a little bit. And just toast it right up. It'll just take about a minute. Once your rice grains are lightly browned, we're gonna add in 1 3/4 cups water. and 2 chicken bouillon cubes. Let's get those bouillon cubes all melted into the water. You want to bring the water to a boil. All right, once your water starts to boil and your bouillon cubes have melted, add your veggies back in. Stir everything up. Add just a pinch of garlic salt. Here we go. Oh, it looks really good. You see it? Look at that. All right. Now I've got a nice rolling boil going there. That is perfect. But you don't want to cook it like that. You just need to get it heated up. Now turn your heat down low. Put a lid back on it. In order to keep it from boiling over, tilt your lid just a little bit so that the air can escape from it. Once you've done this, it's turned down low, walk away and leave it. You're going to let your rice cook for about 45 minutes. Our rice is coming along nicely. Now remember, you don't ever want to open your rice when it's cooking. If you just put the lid on and let it simmer for the 45 minutes, it'll be perfect when it comes out. Just every once in a while, look in the top and make sure that there's still a little bit of water to boil off. But that's all you need to do. If you keep opening, it'll take longer to cook and it's going to become sticky. All right, with that, let's go ahead and put our Brussels sprouts in the oven. They need to cook at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. We're getting very close now. It's time to get our crab cakes all cooked up now. I just pulled them out of the refrigerator. We're going to melt just about 2 tablespoons of butter into a skillet. Then we're going to brown our crab cakes. By the time that is finished, our Brussels sprouts should be about ready to come out of the oven and our wild rice should be done. Everything should come together right at the same time. That's perfect. You know, there's varying recipes for crab cakes and how to cook them, especially what to cook them in. A lot of recipes call for different kinds of oils, vegetable oil, corn oil, olive oil. Do you know, for a really wonderful buttery taste, just use some unsalted butter. It'll be so good. All right, my butter is melted. I'm going to put this on a medium heat. I'm going to start dropping my crab cakes in. All right, this will take about 7 minutes. Let's get them browned. Okay, while the crab cakes are browning, I'm going to go ahead and start the reduction for the Brussels sprouts. We'll use a 1/2 cup of balsamic vinaigrette. Pour it into a small saucepan. All right, and then go ahead and turn your heat on, put a low heat. We're gonna get that cooked down. You want it to cook down until it starts to thicken up. Let's go ahead and flip the crab cakes. Oh, look at it, nice and brown. They look really good. Just a couple more minutes and the crab cakes will be ready to go. And the timer on the oven just went off. Let's go check on our Brussels sprouts. Look at that, they're nice and toasted and brown, perfect. Let's set them aside until we're ready. Look at the crab cakes, they're browning so nicely. The crab cakes are ready, they are perfect. All right, the reduction has reduced it down. It's starting to thicken up. Now we're going to add about a tablespoon of maple syrup. Let's just let that warm up a bit. Over a low heat, stir it up real quick. And the reduction is ready. All right, crab cakes are done. Let's get everything plated up. The rice, oh my, it is perfect. It looks so good. Our crab cakes, Brussels sprouts, and wild rice are all plated up, looking good and smelling good. It's time for me to sit down and enjoy. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you next time on Harvest Kitchen.